And welcome back to today's program of Crypto Hulk. We're on YouTube, of course. And today's program, there's a lot of crypto news to discuss. Some great articles here. I want to start off with Broadridge. It doesn't get a whole lot bigger than this. Broadridge is a financial company, and they are part of the infrastructure. Broadridge is part of the financial structure of the United Kingdom. Broadridge is kind of like the bridge. It's going to connect the United Kingdom and the United States. The infrastructure they're building with this transatlantic platform that's going to become a global platform, Broadridge. This is massive. And yes, somebody said in the comments, Broadridge is built on Canton. So what I want to look at in this program is, look, I don't care about all this Clarities Act thing. I got 2 articles on the Clarities Act. I'm not going to try to be like everybody else and try getting everybody all fake hyped up when this Clarities Act probably doesn't pass. You know, look, I want it to pass and stuff, but I'm not going to be like focusing on some Clarities Act and then just like all these dumbasses. Watch all these channels. All these channels. I purposely don't talk about certain things on my channel because I know everybody else. See, look, if I want to get on the hype train, I'm going to start talking about the Clarities Act. Say, oh, yeah, we're all going to be rich next week. See, like all these other channels want to talk about this. I don't bring up, look, everybody, 99% of these crypto channels are going to talk about the Clarities Act to try to hype you the fuck up, right? I'm not going to. So there you have it. But Crypto Hulk, I want you to hype up the Clarities Act so I can feel special wearing my XRP Ripple t-shirt. All right. My name's Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor, none of the above. We focus on facts on this program, deep dives, and then I report that to you. What do I know about crypto? I do so many drugs, heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine, 5 pounds a day, injected into my bloodstream. So don't listen to anything I say. If I tell you to buy a crypto or sell, don't even listen. That's fucking dumb shit. It's poppycock. Okay? All right, let's get into what's important here. See, I'm kind of like this. Let's focus on the biggest companies of the world. Let's focus on the biggest countries of the world. What are they doing? I don't care what they're saying. I watch what they're doing. Today, we're going to focus on Broadridge. Let me start off with some evidence. Fact-based channel. Let me look right here. I'm going to send this. Let me do a copy and a paste. Wholesale. Right here. Hold on. Traditional. Let me copy this. It's a 3-part deal. Send that. Here's the last part. Okay, right there. I'm going to read this to you. Today we're going to talk about Broadridge. But Crypto Hog, I don't know what Broadridge is. Why do I want to learn about it? Okay. On this channel, we got to use our brains, okay? I know. It's tough. We're all mental midgets. So let me read this to you. The other channels can talk about the Clarities Act and talk about all this hype shit, and okay, that's fine. We're going to talk about important shit and how to make money, all right? Broadridge. The discussion today focuses around Broadridge. Why is Broadridge? Why is some company, Crypto Hulk, that I've never heard of? Why are we going to focus on that? Okay, right now you're going to step out of your little world that consists of your little 15-minute city. You're going to step out of that and realize it's a whole new world, just like Disney. Okay, now with that Moana and all that dumb shit. The quote that I gave you, that positions Broadridge as relevant infrastructure. Broadridge is relevant infrastructure for the live tokenized repo, collateral, and wholesale digital market work streams prioritized by the United Kingdom Wholesale Digital Markets Champion, the 54-firm task force. So right now, Broadridge, what we're talking about is the infrastructure for the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom has 54 banks and financial institutions to create an interoperable financial crypto platform. Now, Broadridge is critical infrastructure to that. And what we got here, the Transatlantic Task Force for the Markets of the Future. What we got, what I just told you, is you got the United States, Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent, working with United Kingdom. There's two things going on. The Transatlantic Crypto Platform, which is called the Transatlantic Task Force for the Markets of the Future recommendations. That is one project connecting United States and United Kingdom. Broadridge is built on that, okay? The other project is the United Kingdom Wholesale Digital Markets Champion. That involves the 54 banks and institutions. These two projects, Broadridge is the infrastructure that's built on Canton. These two projects, the reason we're going to focus on this and not talk 10 to 15 minutes on this Clarities Act dumb shit, okay? What we're going to focus on today is the biggest players in the world. What are the biggest players of the world doing? Number one, first thing they're doing is they got two major crypto platforms they're working on, and they're trying to connect them together. Broadridge is the company that is the infrastructure, according to Grok. Broadridge as relevant infrastructure. Now, there's other companies involved. Broadridge is specifically mentioned as the biggest. Now, we're going to connect all the stock, bond, equities, banking market, financial institutions. All these things are being connected. That's what we're going to discuss today. But more importantly, it's not just a couple companies working together. We're going to start in here on this article. Let me send it again, where a survey was done by Broadridge. Monica. There's YSN. Monica is jealous of Stella. Yeah, stop it. Stop distracting me. All right. So here's Broadridge. They did a survey. Broadridge, which is responsible for hooking up United Kingdom, United States, two crypto platforms, come together to cause a transatlantic platform. The title of the article is Tokenization has become a strategic priority for 84% of financial firms. Everybody, I want you to see what's going on. We got one of the biggest financial companies in the world connecting two continents. Not a big deal. They've interviewed all their customers. A Broadridge survey found Wall Street, Wall Street is accelerating tokenization efforts. Everybody, they're not waiting for the Democrat. Look, I'm not concerned. Look, don't be concerned about this fucking Clarities Act, okay? It doesn't matter. What we got to do on this channel is focus on what are the biggest companies of the world doing. Buy your cryptos on what they're doing, and these fucking laws come into play when they come into play. Man, we've been waiting on this shit for 6 fucking years. Okay, what we got to do on this channel is watch what they say in boxing. I'm not a boxer, obviously. Like Michael Jackson, I'm a lover, not a fighter. But what we got going on, I'm not that either. What I am is a crypto fucking monster. Like in boxing, you look at the hips to know what the upper body's going to do, okay? If the hips are shifted right, you better be prepared for a right that's coming at you like a Mack truck at 70 miles an hour, full load. A Broadridge survey found Wall Street is accelerating tokenization efforts. Everybody, that's how we get rich. Look, the Clarities Act could pass. What we got to see is momentum, tokenization momentum. This is what it's about right here. I have 2 Clarities Act articles up here. I've got a Plaid mortgage article. I've got Ondo shit. Okay, I'm choosing to start with Broadridge, and it's probably the only article we're going to go over. I got all these other articles lined up. I'm not trying to get through 10 articles in 50 minutes or something. That's not the fucking point. I want you to see and focus on the important stuff. You've got Broadridge telling us Wall Street is accelerating their tokenization. That is what we want to hear. We want to hear about institutional crypto Hulk. What are right now? What's the institutions doing? Are they all worried about crypto? And gee, I don't know. I don't want to buy crypto. I don't want to get in trouble. Are they saying that? No. These motherfuckers are out there accelerating tokenization efforts. They already know they're going to call their congresspeople up, say, let it rip. Okay. I'm not reading off these Clarities Act news articles right here. That's all YouTube hype shit. Okay. So we got Wall Street letting it rip with crypto while betting on hybrid markets where digital and traditional assets coexist. That's what are the biggest of the biggest doing? Crypto Hulk, they're getting set up for tokenization, okay? I don't give a shit about anything else that's going on. Tokenization has become a strategic priority for much of Wall Street. Are you aware of this? That's the only thing that matters to me. Tokenization has become a strategic priority for much of Wall Street. That makes me feel much, much better. Why? Because Broadridge is saying this. They're in charge of kind of like everybody. Okay, they're like the fucking boss. So 84%, oh God, it's almost 100. 84% of financial institutions saying the technology is important to their business. Everybody, it's such a good feeling to know you're alive. Okay, I'll stop singing Mr. Rogers. 80. That's how you know we're getting close. When Crypto Hulk starts singing Mr. Rogers songs on his program and tapping his hands on his desk like he's really playing in a rock band with Mr. Rogers, that's how you know this motherfucker, Crypto Hulk, is confident that shit is going the right way. I'm telling you what, 84% of financial institutions, 84% are saying that tokenization is important to their business. Oh, shit, this is looking good. This is starting to look really good. According to who? A new survey from Broadridge, but that's not a big deal because you guys haven't even heard of Broadridge, so therefore it means nothing. What you need to understand is you need to understand what the fuck is Broadridge. You need to understand that to understand what I'm talking about, so then you can invest the right way. The brokey mentality, here's brokey mentality. Well, I don't know what Broadridge is. I don't really care. Can you just name the cryptos, please? That's brokey mentality. The people that are going to succeed on my channel, because what's going to happen with the brokies is 1, 2, 3 weeks later, you're going to forget all about, well, why did I increase my Canton for what? Okay, let me sell it off because Bitcoin right now is going up. So I don't know why I bought 3 weeks ago the extra Canton, but I'm going to go buy Bitcoin because the dick's going up. And I'm like, are you serious? These brokies, man. Some of them watch this show. The survey, Broadridge did a survey of 200 North American financial services executives. Oh, shit. 200 companies, everybody. The executives, ejecutivo. And it suggested, the survey suggested by the ejecutivo, the financial industry is moving beyond experimenting with blockchain technology. Oh, they're done with experimenting. What are they going to do? And beginning to prepare. The 200 executives that work, the 200 companies that rely on Broadridge technology are preparing for a future in which tokenized assets become part of everyday market infrastructure. Everybody, this is such positive news. That's how you know you're on the right track. When I read information like this, I don't trip. This is how I know. I follow the biggest giants in the industry and I buy the same shit that they're using. What is Broadridge using to connect the whole fucking United Kingdom and the United States and the 200 businesses that they service? What cryptos are they using, Crypto Hulk? Let's keep looking into this, but let's also understand what the hell's going on. I want you to understand, this is an educational channel. You've got to understand what is going on. Who are the biggest players? What are they doing? And what cryptos are they doing it with? That's what I want you to walk away with, knowledge in your head. So when you watch these fucking dumb shits on these other channels, your bullshit meter goes off just like this.
You gotta be kidding me. That's 3 gallons of bullshit in a 2-gallon bucket.
I want you to be able to watch other channels and be like, that's not even correct. I want you to watch other channels and like, where's all the evidence? This person's all like this, but where's the evidence? Okay, that's how I'll know whether you're learning, okay? Tokenization is the process. Brand new people, here's the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of what the fuck I'm talking about. Tokenization is the process of representing ownership of real-world assets, such as stocks, bonds, real estate, funds, as digital tokens on a blockchain. Tokenization is taking real-world things, putting them on a blockchain, and issuing you a token, okay? But this token you can't touch. It's electronic. It's invisible, okay? Now, it's no different than when we were on the gold standard from 1933 in the United States, from 1933 to 1971 or 4 or whatever it was. The United States was on the gold standard. It issued tokens. They were called dollar bills. Same fucking thing as we're talking about now. The United States took gold, tokenized it. Same thing as we're talking about here. You take stock, bonds, funds, real estate, and shit. Okay. And you tokenize them and put them on a blockchain. The same thing happened in what we did. We had gold. You tokenized it and you issued the dollar, but it wasn't on the blockchain. There you go. Same fucking thing. Okay. They just call it different words. It's the same thing. Interest in the technology has accelerated over the past 2 years as some of the world's largest financial institutions have launched tokenization initiatives. Let's start with the biggest organization in the world, BlackRock. Now, BlackRock tokenizes. We just got done explaining what tokenization is, okay? Go back and watch the video again if you don't get it. BlackRock tokenized treasury fund. BlackRock has a bunch of United States treasuries. They tokenize them using the help of a crypto called ALGO, which you can buy at Caleb and Brown. Now, ALGO has securitized a company make these tokens, but ALGO also works with a crypto called XLR. That's a Ripple partner. So you can buy ALGO, XLR, and Ripple, which is XRP. So far, we're talking about 3 tokens so far in the show. You should buy. You should definitely have, okay? If you want to be a part of this. So BlackRock is right off the top mentioned. BlackRock, I want you to think about this, new people, financial advisors, okay? If you're brand new and you don't know and you work for a bank and you don't know, you need to watch my program because you'll know. You got BlackRock with $12.5 trillion in assets under management. Whew. They're tokenizing. They're working with a company called Securitize that's making tokens. And to facilitate for BlackRock, we've got ALGO, which is a crypto, XLR, which is a crypto, and XRP, which is a crypto. These organizations all are coming together to tokenize with BlackRock, okay? Now, Franklin Templeton, they work with a crypto called Stellar, and they're offering tokenized money market funds. So another company, Franklin Templeton, our second one we're talking about. Now, JP Morgan has expanded blockchain-based settlement through its Connexus platform. So now JP Morgan is tokenizing as well. Now, firms also include Visa and guess what? The DTCC. Well, we know that Visa is a massive Ripple partner, so they're using the XRP ledger. And then DTCC is involved. DTCC is a Stellar partner. They're a depository trust clearing corporation. If you're brand new, the DTCC control, I'm using these words very loosely, so I don't need the financial people to say, well, the DTCC doesn't actually control other countries. Actually, you need to shut the fuck up and just watch the show. Use it for entertainment only. Don't get your butt hurt. The DTCC is massive. It moves 4.7 quadrillion bucks a year. The DTCC basically controls 150 stock markets around the world. Oh, shit. So they set policy. They have regulations. They regulate themselves, these kinds of things. So the DTCC's job is to make sure all these stock markets are on the up and up, and we don't have a global world collapse and end up killing each other, okay? That's basically the DTCC in a nutshell. DTCC is partnered up with Stellar Crypto, that's XLM. It's going to be massive in the future. I'm not showing all the evidence for this here right now. I've done it a million times. The DTCC is also working with a crypto called Canton. They used to be working with a crypto called XDC. They're not anymore. They gave that project up in place of DTCC. The DTCC works with Canton Coin. Now, we're talking about tokenization, right? So the Canton coin uses T-Rise. That's a crypto to tokenize. So let's get back on track here with this article. I gave you a nice little history lesson. The Linea crypto's involved because the DTCC is also working with Linux, Linux. There's a crypto called Linea that Swift was working with for a whole year and testing it. Linea became under control of the of Linux, and so did Stellar with the Hyperledger project. So those projects all work with the DTCC. I'm not going to break all this down because that's not the focus of today's program. The focus of today's program is how Broadridge is built on Canton. Broadridge is tied in with the DTCC. Broadridge is the infrastructure for the United Kingdom, United States transatlantic bridge. Okay. That's what we're talking about today. The United States joining with the United Kingdom for the stock, bond, equities market, trading of securities, all the things money, everything DTC, okay? Now, Broadridge did this study and found that 84% of their global customers want to start tokenization like right now, okay? And they know where this is going. So that's what I wanted to show you right here. While the rest of the world's like, oh, why all the crypto prices down right now? I'm not focusing on dumb shit. What I focus on is what are the biggest institutions in the world doing? What are they doing? What technologies are they using? What do they hope to accomplish? And what cryptos make all this happen? That's what my point is. And then what do? I buy the fuck out of these cryptos that the biggest institutions are going to connect with. Okay, that's what I do. Not giving a fuck about the Clarities Act news and all the pss, pss, and he said and she said. I don't care about that. That's all gossip shit. That's not my channel. Okay, my channel is a hardcore investor channel. Crypto Hulk, show us what the biggest motherfuckers are doing. What technology are they doing this with, and what cryptos make it happen? That's my fucking job. Okay. All righty. Let's look here. Broadridge finds 92% of their customers, of their 200 customers, expect digital and traditional assets to coexist. So it's not going to be 100% crypto, all right? It's going to be a hybrid. And that's why it's Canton, because Canton's a hybrid. The XRP ledger, that's full straight up digital distributed ledger technology. Canton is a hybrid. That's what these businesses want. They don't necessarily right now want to go 100% crypto. And that's fine because Canton works for that. They have focused. Let me copy this. The article's almost done. Now we're going to go into the deep dive. But what does White Teeth say? Man, I don't give a fuck with that dumbass. Okay, where are we at? Right here. Okay, here's the article. These businesses are focused. The 200 businesses, Broadridge found the 200 businesses they interviewed, they're focused on connecting blockchain networks to existing trading, custody, settlement, instead of replacing them. Instead of replacing the old system, Broadridge found that these 84% want to connect blockchain to the existing system, not replace the old system. You got it? That's what's going on. That's what's called a hybrid. That's why Canton works and maybe Ripple won't work because it's got to get brought on chain first. Where Canton's going to shine is it's going to allow the old system and the new system to connect, but not replace. Now, maybe down the road, I'm sure it's going to replace. That's where maybe Canton years down the road gets replaced. I don't know. I'm not concerned. Can we get through tomorrow? Can we get through today? Can we get XRP to $10 before we start worrying about dumping Canton? Because Crypto Hulk, when's it going to be replaced? Oh my God. Oh shit. Wait. Okay. Adoption remains uneven across the industry. 44% of capital market firms say they have already tokenization initiatives in production. So almost half of all these companies that Broadridge is talking to, about half now is getting ready to set up to tokenize. I'll tell you what, in about 2 years from now, I'd say it's going to be at 100%. Okay. All right, now we're getting out of the deep dive. Let me click out of that article. Check the comments real quick. Okay, off to the deep dive. Okay, so I had Grok look at the article. I asked Grok certain questions, of course. Broadridge did a survey of 200 North American financial services executives. What was the core finding? Crypto Hulk, Broadridge, this massive financial company that's hooking up United Kingdom and the United States with a crypto platform, which they're working on top of Canton, which I own. Thank you. And all you guys own. Thank you very much. Which you and me were waiting to buy Canton over a year ago. We were talking about Canton. No other channel was. Then everybody joins the Crypto Hulk bandwagon because they realize, oh shit, Crypto Hulk knew about this before anybody. But that's okay. That's what we do on this channel. Cool. What's the core finding? They do this survey. What do they find, Crypto Hulk? That the industry has moved past pure experimentation with crypto, and now they want operational. They've done the testing. They've done all this fucking shit. They know that it works. Now they want to use it, and they want to make millions and billions, okay? 92%, let me copy this. 92% of these companies, let me copy this and show you. This is what Broadridge found out about 200 North American companies right here. 92% see digital and traditional assets coexisting for the foreseeable future, okay? 69% plan to integrate tokenization into existing systems rather than separate blockchain relative platforms. Okay, what we got is this. While normal people don't have any idea what the fuck you and me are talking about right now, normal people, the brokies, you know, the people that are going to be at Costco holding up a sign that says, I will suck dick for XRP. Those kind of people, what I'm showing you is these executives for right now are not ready to go 100% on chain. They want to do a hybrid. They kind of want a little of the old world as we move into the new. What I'm telling you now is I think one day it's all going to go 100% on chain. They're not doing these hybrid systems. But for now, Canton works. Okay, for now it works. It's linking. It's in kind of like Quant. Quant's kind of doing a similar thing where they're bringing the old traditional finance and bridging it into the new. Quant is that overledger. It's kind of doing the same similar thing, but I think more with like payment types. This is more with like trading securities, derivatives, shit like that. Canton. I'll make a statement. It's just my opinion, but I think one day, now I'm sure Canton can run 100% crypto, but there will come a day where there won't be a need for any more of these hybrid crypto platforms, because that old system, they're just going to leave it and just go strictly crypto. So maybe that's 5 or 10 years down the road, and then Canton just turns off that traditional system and they just switch over to the digital. I don't think it'll put Canton out of business at all. I think Canton can do both. Now, Ripple platform is just strictly, it's not a hybrid. The XRP ledger is not a hybrid. So this is where I think Canton comes in as a hybrid, because the XRP ledger is not a hybrid. So the old school can hook up with Quant, can hook up with Canton, because Canton's at 50-50, let's say. So that's why Canton can get put on the XRP ledger to work. So if it wasn't for, not that Canton's better, but Canton allows the old fogey system to get put on the ledger. Quant allows the old fogey system to get on the ledger. Otherwise, these old fogey systems would have to just completely create a whole new way of doing shit. So now we're kind of like the merge. We're merging the old and the new. And that's how I'm looking at this. Okay. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't even know what I'm talking about. So don't even pay attention. Don't buy anything I'm saying. Unless it's drugs. Now, me and Zoltar here and Chucky, we got the drug hook up if you need it. 1-800-FAT-SAC-COKE. All right. Let me go through the core use case. Tokenization here means representing ownership of real-world assets. Stocks, bonds, funds, treasuries. That's what they're tokenizing, these things right now. Later on, it'll be other things. Racehorses, homes, real estate, shit like that. Okay, here's what's going on with Broadridge, which is Canton. The preferred path right now is hybrid. Why? Because you can bolt on DLT capabilities onto existing trading, custody, and settlement. Let me copy paste this so that you can better understand it. Oh. Right there. The preferred path for right now is hybrid. This works right now. We can get all the old fogies, get them onto the crypto because we're running a hybrid system. Ripple is not a hybrid. Stellar's not a hybrid. You've got to already be on chain to use it, okay? This is where Canton comes in. You get all the all the DTCC money that's old fogey and then put it on the crypto platform. Canton allows this. XRP doesn't. Okay, so Canton's the hybrid. Now, the preferred path is hybrid. Bolt DLT capabilities onto existing trading, custody. So you're taking the old fogey platform and you can bolt the crypto into it. They can infuse it, okay, and make it work. That's what's going on. This is not full-on chain market infrastructure. This is hybrid. There's a difference. Ripple, 100% on chain. Stellar, 100% on chain. Canton, hybrid. It's both old fogey and new tech put together, okay? Now, with Broadridge, who are their partners? Who are the key institutions and the partners of Broadridge? BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, JP Morgan. DTCC is a partner of everything we're talking about with that transatlantic platform and all that shit, there are 54 banks involved with this. I'm not listing them all. Now we're talking about the DTCC as a partner. We can talk about this a little bit because the DTCC is built. Let me show you who it's built on. Oh, you're going to love it. If you got Stellar, you're going to love it. Right there, straight out of the book, built DTCC and their Linux kind of partnership with Canton, built on Hyperledger Besu, which Hyperledger is Stellar and IBM. Then it became Besu. Then the Linux Foundation took that project over from Consensus. That's where Linnea comes in with Consensus. Linnea tests with Swift for a whole year. Then that's given to Linux. And now the Linnea platform, not the crypto, the Linnea platform becomes known as Lineth. Oh, and then that is gifted to the world as a public good because Stellar, Hyperledger Besu, we'll call it, and then the Lineth, Linux, works for the DTCC so that the whole world stock markets can run on those cryptos that I just talked about. Oh, shit. And that's where T-Rise, the crypto, comes in for Canton to tokenize on it. Now, Canton, T-Rise doesn't tokenize on any other platforms. Like, it doesn't tokenize on a DTC platform. T-Rise tokenizes for Canton on the Canton platform. So T-Rise isn't a partner with these other companies except Canton. That's the partnership right there. Okay. Now, the connections to the transatlantic platform and the United Kingdom wholesale digital markets. What's the connections here? This survey that was done and the DTCC live trades landed immediately after the July 4th TTMF recommendations. What we got here is they're all connected together. The survey that Broadridge did, Broadridge is involved as the infrastructure for the transatlantic platform and for the United Kingdom's, their whole stock, bond, security, equities, everything platform. It's all tied in together. That's what Grok is showing us here. This survey that I just told you about and the DTC live trades, that all happened right after the transatlantic platform announced they're going to have a partnership, okay? So they're all at the same time working together. That 54 company platform is a 12-month action plan. So next summer, they're going to have it all done. Okay, so July 2027. That will allow the United Kingdom and the United States, because remember, Scott Bessent of the Treasury, he's representing the United States in this, along with all the biggest American companies. Next summer is when our stock markets of the United Kingdom and the United States, they come together. As junto, pendejo. All right. Summary. What's the summary? High signal confirmation that tokenization has crossed from pilot theater into strategic budget and production infrastructure. What Grok is showing, here is all this tokenization we've been hearing about for maybe the past year or 2 or 4 years. All this tokenization is done. It's not from being a pilot anymore and watching it on a theater. This is real strategic budget kind of stuff where they're spending billions to get this done. All the testing and all the showing off and announcements, that shit's done. Now it's about creating something real by next summer to roll it out. Okay. That's pretty massive right here. That's a very, very good thing to see. They're rolling out our whole financial system. I mean, think about this now. The future of the United Kingdom and the United States, and then the whole world's going to copy us. Kind of like we invented the crypto, but it seems like these other countries are coming up the crypto laws first. Are you seeing this? The United States created all this crypto, Silicon Valley, but it's almost like Brazil, Japan with these other 4 or 5 Asian countries and Brazil and shit. It seems like we invent the crypto, but these other countries are popping up first. Like Russia is coming out with, all the crypto laws in Russia. And I'm like, what? But we created it all here. This is the same fucking thing. We're going to come up with United Kingdom for this crypto platform, and you watch. United States is going to maybe stall this or sandbag it. And somehow all these other countries are going to pop. They're all popping up. And the Democrats will still be arguing, well, investor protection in the stock market. I'm just like, wow, dude, are you serious? So that's probably what's going to happen because you got to get the whole world hooked up first. The United States and United Kingdom, I can't see us taking off first. You've got to have everybody taking off at the same time. You can't have 2 stock markets taking off first. That shit ain't going to happen. So you've got to get everybody hooked up. Look, I don't know how it all happens and stuff. What I'm doing is I'm showing you the research on what's happening with the United States, United Kingdom. This will probably be the gold standard platform everybody copies. So, but I don't know. Let's just keep going with this because we're almost done. Now, what Grok says is this. Watch for the formal launch or the participant list for the TTMF. That's the Transatlantic Private Sector Group. Grok says, watch for first outputs or the trial results of this. Okay, so watch. Maybe it happens quicker. That's what Grok is saying. Watch for the results of these things. They claim they're starting right now. I don't know. Maybe it happens before July. But Grok is telling us to watch for this. That's what we're seeing here. Now, also, Grok's telling us, watch for the DTCC October commercial expansion. I want you to remember, when I was talking to you about the Russell 1000 on the DTCC, we spent a whole showtime on that, okay? No other channel does this kind of shit because I'm trying to make sure you see real-world use case. About a month ago, the Russell 1000 was tokenized on the Canton's DTCC as their partnership, okay? Now, what we said is that's a partial. The DTCC has how much money flowing through it a year right now? 4.7 quadrillion. I think, what did I say? 5% of that's the Russell 1000. Okay. Now, in October, they're going to open it up, okay? That's when I think things are going to really start getting exciting. Because in October, they have a commercial expansion and any cross-border interoperability signals that could link the 2 sides of the Atlantic. Everybody, this is getting massive right here. United Kingdom is making a bridgeway, a platform with the United States, the TTMF, and that United Kingdom champion, wholesale digital champion. That's all kind of tied in with the DTCC. So we might start seeing before October, but more likely in October, a flood of tokenization coming in. That means that Canton's going to go boop, 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 like that, okay? So that's what's happening in October. Big tokenization things going down. Let me check the comments here. Africa needs Broadridge transatlantic platform. Now, Africa is a different breed, okay? You're not going to have in Africa, maybe in like a Nigeria, something like that, South Africa, there's going to be a handful. Now, what is Africa? How many countries does Africa have? 55? Or can somebody tell me offhand? It's somewhere like 54 or something, or I don't know, but somewhere around there, give or take 5. Somebody help me. So Africa has like, let's say 50 countries, 54 countries or whatever, but it's very fragmented. Okay. So all of Africa is not going to get hooked up with this. Mainly the countries in Africa that have stock exchanges. Okay. So that's the deal with Africa. They will get hooked up. 54. Okay. Larry Conti said 54. I figured about that much. Okay. So out of those 54, late fee for Chucky's driver, Ed 105 boys wants Chucky's girlfriend to drop him off a fat sack of heroin. 55, whatever it is. We're right in the ballpark. We're give or take 5. But I don't know how many I don't know how many stock exchanges are actually in Africa, but those will get hooked up as well with this technology. Like no one's got, like, I'm just telling you, this is just my opinion. The United Kingdom, the United States are going to create the gold standard. And I think everybody else is just going to copy paste. Okay. Like, look, these poor countries, they don't have time to be dumping billions into this. Okay. This will be the gold standard for the whole entire world. This Broadridge TTMF with the Scott Bessent of the United States Treasury, they're all working together to hook up our 2 countries. And then that platform will then have tentacles, and those tentacles will go to all the countries in the world, and they'll all hook up to it. They'll copy and paste it. It'll be like doing a Windows update on your computer. Okay. All the other countries will load that shit in. I think I'm going to wrap it up with that. Congratulations. I named off a good amount of cryptos that are going to be a part of the global financial future. I'll see you in the next one.